So my name is Brandon Thrower. I'm a sales rep for Hero Roofing, and basically just go out and inspect roofs and also provide estimates and contract, particular jobs that we work on. What I like about ProLine is if you do have a large customer base, which is something that I kind of carry sometimes myself, is it does fill in some of those gaps when you do have 20 or 30 prospects that you need to contact or follow up with. It'll automatically send those follow-ups, for you. And so if you do forget about a customer that may be a couple weeks old that told you they had a time period, it automatically does that. So it kind of rehashes a lot of your work for you. Also like the direct communications. Everything's so fast-paced today that most customers, including myself as a sales rep, prefer a text message. There's always a record of it, there's a thread, and I can just shoot them a message, I can send them a picture, and the communication becomes a lot better that way. I'd had to use it this morning with this customer. He's at work, he works for the hospital, shot him a message, I need you to call me, this is what I got, but when you have time, call me so we can talk. And then had a phone call within 15 minutes. So, I think it bridges that gap sometimes with the communication, where if I had to just go through my phone and look at everybody, where I can just go in and type their name up, it pulls them up, tells me what status they are in the company, whether or not they're a new lead or we've signed them up, we've won that prospect. So it an organizational aspect of it is my favorite part. ProLine gives me an actual work phone number as opposed to my personal number, so everything's divided so that I got this for work and I got this for personal. So I prefer it. It's easier for me that way. When we got hit with a really big storm last year, I was like, all right, ProLine is definitely it, because that allowed me to keep up with running 30, 40 jobs a month. It allowed me to be able to siphon through that and keep up with it. Whereas if I had to do that through my cell phone, it would have been a nightmare. It would have been a lot more difficult. So, practicality wise, I think people have to experiment and play around with the software they're using. And then once they see the benefits of it, then they shift over. Because we've tried other different types of apps for different parts of the company that hadn't worked, and we just get rid of them. If you want a one-stop shop for communication with your company, because we've experienced a pretty good bit of growth the last year or two, then you definitely want to add something like ProLine to your repertoire, because our office staff can send messages through my number directly to my customer as it's coming from me. So if I'm driving down the road and I don't have, I can't use it to send that message, I can say inside sales support or, job production manager, please send this customer a message, or please give them a call for me. So we can do all that stuff from like a centralized location without having to call that rep to say do this, or call the office say do this. I can just shoot a message, tag that particular person in the company with it, and boom, it's done. So it makes it a lot easier when they can go into the software themselves and do that. And then to the customer, it always looks like the line of communication is directly with the guy that I've been talking to the entire time. So that right there changes, because they never know who your production manager are. They never know who your job manager are. They never know who they know who Brandon is that signed my roof up. So that's who they want to deal with. So the more that you can make that look like that's what's happening, the better off you're going to be with those customers, and then they're going to refer you. So, kind of keeping everything like that, I think, schematically is its best asset. It kind of sells itself. So ProLine's definitely sticking around as long as I have a say-so in it. So.